published by Cengage Learning. It is a good book. You can follow that. But otherwise, this subject is a very, very modern subject. You will get a lot of material on the internet, on Wikipedia also. So in case you are planning to manage with that, no problem. Now coming to our unit number 1. In unit number 1, the very first topic is e-business and global economy. E-business has come on the scene just a few years ago, and it has made an enormous, really enormous, breathtaking impact on the global economy. Total global economy has undergone enormous change with the arrival of e-business. The organizations are today better connected with one another. They are more efficient in their internal processes. They are more efficient in monitoring and controlling the quality of their products and services. All that has happened, and I would say the credit goes to a large extent to e-business. You can see on the screen in the last line, according to a Goldman Sachs study, nearly 2 to 40% of the total input cost has been reduced by using e-business practices. So um, practices like using computers for day-to-day work, and using internet for communication, using video conferencing for internal meetings, all this saves money for the corporations. So e-business has made great impact on the global economy. Coming to the Indian e-commerce market. India is a very great market for e-commerce as well as e-business, because India has a very large percentage of population who are young, and being young, they are very familiar and very comfortable with information technology. So India has over 100 million internet users. We are not talking of the occasional users. We are talking of users who are using it on a daily basis. These are the heavy users. You are all included in this. So there are 100 million internet users. It's a very, very huge market. And already out of these 100 million internet users, nearly 10 million are using 3G services, and 4 million have already gone to 4G services. Again, you are all included in that. Travel bookings are now going, well, not going, they have already gone online. At the time when I collected this data, which is about 1 year ago, 38% of the travel bookings were being done online. But now, when the pandemic has come, lockdowns have happened, okay, travel has reduced, but whatever travel bookings are being done now or will be done in future, they will always be online. Even in the past few years, I have never seen anybody going to the airport to buy a ticket. No, no one goes. They book it online. At the most, if they are not very conversant with booking also, they go to a travel agent who again does the booking online. So travel bookings will almost become totally online. Classified advertisements. Classified advertisements are like uh, people looking for a job, or people looking for buying or selling something. Now, for them also, nearly 47% have gone online. The remaining 53% still remains in newspapers and magazines. And as per the last data, about 1 year ago, 10% of the bank users were using their online access either through web or through the apps. But now with lockdown, I am sure this 10% would have become almost 80% because there is no possibility of going inside a bank and doing all that now. And coming to the music revenue, over 60% of music revenue comes from online sales of songs and videos, and gaming revenue is totally online. So this is the status of e-commerce market. Of course, as I mentioned a short while ago, this is about 1 year ago data. Today, if we collect the data fresh, it will be much more than this. Now we will start with the definitions. There are two definitions which I want to give you now. First is the definition of e-business, and the second is the definition of e-commerce. Of course, your subject title in the syllabus is e-business, but don't worry, e-commerce is a part of e-business. There can be no e-business unless there is e-commerce. In fact, most of the people, they use these two terms interchangeably. Many of them don't find any difference. They say business is selling and buying, and commerce is also buying and selling. So business is commerce, commerce is business. But when we use the words e-commerce and e-business, there is a slight difference in what we mean. Just a minute. The term e-business, this was first coined by the CEO of IBM long ago. His name was Lou Gerstner. He had invented, or he had first used this term e-business. E-business means electronic business, obviously, and we define e-business as the conduct of business on the internet, including buying, selling, servicing, and collaborating with associates. Dear students, these four terms, they are loaded with tons of meaning. First term is buying. So your purchasing, when you are doing e-business, your purchasing will not be normal business like placing telephonic orders, going to shops and buying, visiting the seller's premises to place an order. No. All these things are non-e-business. Buying, when we have to do in e-business, it has to be in the form of e-procurement. E-procurement, electronic procurement. And you are aware, dear students, that the erstwhile combined state of Andhra Pradesh, when Telangana was not separate, our state was the pioneer in introducing e-procurement in the whole country. At that time, our CM was Nara Chandrababu Naidu. He is technically very savvy, and he was very passionate about using technology in the running of the government. So he had introduced e-procurement in the secretariat. In the secretariat in Hyderabad, that service was started, and very soon all the departments of the government of Andhra Pradesh at that time, they were located in Hyderabad. They buying all the things, all the services through e-procurement. Let me explain one more point here. When we say e-business or e-procurement, it doesn't mean buying and selling only electronic goods. No, Never be under that impression. E-procurement doesn't mean procurement of electronic goods. It means procurement through electronic means. Means are electronic. Products need not be electronic. Products can be electronic or may not be electronic. So in e-procurement, you can buy cement. You can buy jeeps for the government. You can buy batons for the policemen. You can buy uniforms for the security staff. Anything. Nothing to do with electronic products. Anything can be purchased, still we can use e-procurement. So when we say e-business includes buying, it means we have to do everything through e-procurement. The erstwhile state of Andhra Pradesh, the combined Andhra Pradesh, was a pioneer, and they set up the servers, they installed the software. At that time, Chandrababu Naidu has imported software from USA. It was from a company called C3. They had supplied the software. It was installed in servers located in Hyderabad, and that same e-procurement network, after the state was bifurcated into Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, that was also divided. It was kind of partitioned. The server remained same. That is one only, but in that partitions were provided so that the officers of the government of AP and officers of the government of Telangana, they are independently able to do their own procurements, and there will be no unnecessary access of data which pertains to the other state. So the e-procurement network which is being used by government of Telangana today is actually the same which was set up in the time of Nara Chandrababu Naidu. So when we say e-business includes buying, this is what we mean, e-procurement. So for this, what are the things you need? You have to have your own domain name. You have to have your own servers. And since you have a server, you must have the required softwares on that. And you must have the firewalls. You must have the database backup services. And you must have a database administrator to look after the crashes of the database and to restore the database when there is a problem. And you must have a system administrator to look into the networking issues. So all that was done, and now that is paying dividends to the government of Andhra Pradesh as well as to the government of Telangana. There were great benefits at that time. This was something very, very exciting. We were all in industry, and we were watching how the government will implement it and how the government will benefit from that. And it was a very surprising thing that the government not only implemented it successfully, the government also started reaping great benefits from that. I was in industry at that time, and I was a keen watcher of the technological progress that was taking place at that time. And we were reading in the media what are the benefits by introducing of e-procurement. One of the benefits which was widely reported in the media was that till e-procurement was introduced, there was a lot of cartelization, a lot of gundaism was there, where the contractors used to threaten others that, look, we are in this business with government of Andhra Pradesh, you don't try to enter the business and don't try to spoil our turnover. So they used to threaten them, and they used to prevent others from entering the business. As a result of that, those few people who were cornering all the business, they were quoting high prices to the government and earning a lot of money. Then e-procurement came. Once e-procurement came, it was not possible for these gunda elements to prevent anybody else from quoting to the government, because the new person who wants to enter the business, he will not even have to physically come to the secretariat. He will sit somewhere, maybe in his house or in his office, or maybe even in a cyber cafe, and he will log in from there. He will get a login ID, he will submit a tender, he will pay the deposit, and his tender will be considered. So, indirectly, e-procurement brought down Gundaism in our state, and they brought down the corruption. Before that, there was widespread corruption. So that was reduced to a very large extent with the arrival of e-procurement. I don't say that e-procurement totally will eliminate corruption. Well, it cannot, because human beings can still find some methods of cheating the government or cheating the public, but still it became more difficult. So to a large extent, corruption could be tackled by introducing e-business. The next term which you see on the screen is selling. Selling is a very major part of e-business. Selling is more actually a part of e-commerce. When we are totally thinking of selling of products online, actually the preferred term is e-commerce. Like when we say Flipkart is a prestigious e-commerce company, we don't call it e-business there, because selling of the products is more under the domain of e-commerce. So selling of products on internet by companies like Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, such people, that comes under e-commerce, and buying also can be included under e-commerce. In fact, there are many companies which do not just selling on their websites, they also buy on the same website. Jack Ma's Chinese company is like that. So when you go to Alibaba.com, you can buy a product and you can also register to sell a product. Great, isn't it? Like you can buy a bottle of pickles, or you can register with Alibaba.com and say that I am a manufacturer of pickles, so I would like to be one of your suppliers. Even that is possible. Even Amazon provides that option. Of course, smaller e-commerce companies, they are just interested in pushing their products, so they end up only selling online. So here the process is selling. Selling process is typically that we have a website, and in that website we provide so many tabs for different kinds of products, different kinds of commodities. So when you go to a website like Amazon.com, first you after you have made your account and all that, you register, or you say which items you are looking for right now. Like you may be looking for breakfast food, say cornflakes or wheat flakes or oats. So you go into that category, then in that all the options will be displayed. You can do this search also. Like you are looking for cornflakes of a particular brand, say Kellogg's. So in your search box, you will say either Kellogg's or cornflakes, and all the products which have those two names in their product description, they will be displayed. So there you can see all the details about that product. What is the price? What's the quantity in that? How many days it will take to supply that? And you can select that. And then there is a folder. Actually, it's just a folder. It is called a shopping cart. This shopping cart is not the same mechanical shopping cart which you find in Big Bazaar. In Big Bazaar, you find a shopping cart which has got two big wheels, two small wheels, and there is a handle. You can push it, and if you are carrying a baby, you can put the baby also in the shopping cart. But on Amazon.com, in the shopping cart, you cannot put your baby. Baby has to be outside because it is not a physical cart. It is just a folder. So when you select certain items, those items details, they are populated into the shopping cart. You can think of shopping cart as a folder in which there is a built-in spreadsheet. So when I select a product, that product is added in the product description column of that spreadsheet. Then when you revisit the shopping cart after selecting all the items, when you go back to the shopping cart, you have still option that you can increase the quantity, you can reduce the quantity, you can delete an item, all that you can do. So once you are okay with the contents of the shopping cart, you opt for the next step, that is the checkout. Checkout is that phase where you will be asked for the delivery address. You will be given the delivery period, in how many days they are going to supply, and for some products they will also say what is your preferred day and time of the day when you would like to have delivery. Because there are certain items which are fresh items in nature, like if you are buying a soft drink plus butter for your breakfast, now it cannot be supplied, and then if you are not at home at that time, and if the delivery boy has to carry the butter back to the warehouse, it will all melt. So that they will like to supply when you are sure that you will be at home. So you can select a delivery date, say Saturday morning. You can select the date of a day of Saturday, and you can also select the time, say between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Generally, if Saturday is a holiday, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. you will be at home. So that is the preferred time, means during that time it will be supplied. All this is done while you are in the checkout process. The checkout also includes now the payment. So you will have to say, how do you want to pay? If you have some balance with that account, like if you have some balance already lying in Amazon Pay account, that will be of course taken, and plus whatever additional you have to pay, you can pay through UPI, a credit card, or a debit card. You have to enter the number of that card, and then you have to enter the CVV. You will be asked to enter the OTP, and once that is done, your payment is acknowledged immediately, and then you are told that this is the order number. The order number is sent as an email to your email account also. You can retain it, and then the goods are supplied. So this is the process of selling. Now dear students, selling and buying and selling, these are parts of both e-business as well as e-commerce. Neither commerce can be done without buying and selling, nor business can be done without buying and selling. Now the third part in e-business is servicing the customers. What do we mean by servicing the customers? Servicing the customer actually means that when a customer is facing some problem with any transaction, then those things are to be taken care of. Like a person has ordered an item, due to a mistake in the warehouse, a wrong item has been supplied. Now he makes a complaint that I ordered for item A, I got an item B, and assume that item B is of a lower price. So he is unhappy. He is agitated. If that is the case, now someone in the customer service has to resolve this. And this has to be resolved very, very effectively and very fast. Why very fast? Listen, friends, we are in the IT era. If you don't satisfy the customer fast enough, the matter spreads like wildfire. This customer who is dissatisfied, who didn't get his refund, or who didn't get the right product, he does not stay quiet. He opens his Facebook account and writes, "Look what Amazon has done to me. Look what Flipkart has done to me. Look what Big Basket has done to me." And he gives a lot of adverse publicity to our company when he is dissatisfied. Of course, I agree that even in a traditional business, satisfying the customer and servicing them is important. But in e-business and in e-commerce, it is much more so. The process is more urgent and has to be much faster before any damage happens. Remember, your customers today will not have much patience. In a normal non-electronic business, the customer has a lot of patience. He waits for your response. He makes repeated telephone calls. He may even visit you. But in e-commerce, the customer doesn't have this much patience. These customers are impatient. They are in a hurry. They want everything instant. They are used to instant gratification. As soon as a desire comes in the mind, it must be fulfilled. They don't have patience to make filter coffee. They want instant coffee. Everything instant, everything immediate, everything on the spot without waiting. That's what they want. So we have to deal with our customers in this manner, that we must understand them and we must service them as fast as possible. Remember, servicing you can't handle the way you handle selling. While you are handling selling, you can say your goods will be supplied next week on Saturday. In servicing, you cannot give long time frames like that. Here, everything has to be very fast, starting with the first response. So the customer opens the app, he goes to complaint section, he gives an adverse feedback. He gave a feedback which is adverse. Within a matter of maximum 2 to 3 minutes, at least an automated response must go to them. At least an automated response. Automated response means your complaint has been received, it has been registered, your complaint number is so and so, we are trying to resolve your complaint, and very soon your refund will be processed, or something like that. So it has to be done on topmost priority. Dear students, don't tell me now, by doing this fast, am I earning any additional money? No, dear students. By servicing, you don't earn additional money, because you are not doing any favor to your customer. Your customer has done a favor to you by buying your product. and you are only fulfilling your obligation. Whatever is your obligation, you are just fulfilling that. So don't expect that you will get additional money by this, but still it is the most high priority activity you have to handle. Because if you don't service the customers properly, if you don't satisfy them promptly, your future business is bound to suffer. A customer stays with our company and with our website if he is finding satisfaction. If his needs are not satisfied, if his complaints are not addressed promptly, if his defective items are not replaced immediately, if his refund is not processed immediately, then you are creating a large number of dissatisfied customers in the market who not only stop buying from you, that is nothing. They not only stop buying from you, they spread the word of mouth through social media. Your bad performance is shared on WhatsApp messages and forwarded zillion of times. It is put in the form of dirty stickers on Facebook. There are tweets against your company, and that is going to have an enormous impact on your sales in the market. So, servicing is an activity which has to be given topmost priority. The fourth one is collaborating with associates. Now, what is collaborating with associates? Please try to understand. No business is an island by itself. Every business exists in a business environment. When you are buying and selling products, you have to deal with several associates. These include your suppliers, your warehouses, your distributors, retailers, advertising agencies, and also your LSPs, logistic service providers. The efficiency of a firm doesn't depend only on its own employees. The efficiency also depends on how efficiently it is being serviced by the associates. For example, if your logistics is ineffective, movement of goods, warehouse, if they are ineffective, if they are slow, naturally your customer satisfaction will suffer, and thereby your business is bound to suffer. If your advertising agency doesn't do a marvelous job, if it doesn't make impact on your prospects, if its advertising fails to persuade my customers to try and buy my products, then who suffers? My company suffers, not they. Remember, they will still get their remuneration, they will still get their fees, but it's my company which will suffer. So, the efficiency of my company depends on how efficiently my associates are collaborating with my company. When we go to a uh, fashion store like Reebok, Reebok itself doesn't stitch any garments. No, They don't have any facilities. Reebok buys shirts, t-shirts, pants, jeans, and knickers from a large number of suppliers, a large number of tailoring firms located in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Malaysia, Singapore. Those are the people who work day and night on their sewing machines to make the fashionable jeans which we get from the website of Reebok. These are the associates. So, what quality they give, what style they create, how much sense of fashion and aesthetics they can provide in our garments, that is what makes the Reebok a premium brand in garments. So, associates are not outsiders of our business. They are outsiders only legally. Legally, they are, yes, different entities owned by other shareholders. But in business, they are our partners. Their success leads to our success. And when they fail, it means failure for us. So, never treat your associates as your enemies. Never treat your associates as strangers. Because if you are in business, your success is a function of the success of all your business associates. Look at the role of a distributor. A distributor is much smaller than the manufacturer in most of the cases. But how much sales manufacturer alone can push in the market? Hardly anything. Manufacturer has already created a brand. Yes, that brand has got a market value. But who pushes that brand? It is the distributor. It is a distributor who knows how this brand can be made most preferred brand, to which retail outlets it should be given for stocking, what should be the sales pitch when the customer walks into the retail showroom, how it should be demonstrated, what should be emphasized, what should not be emphasized, what should be the discount structure. These are day-to-day decisions which the distributor takes, and in this endeavor the distributor is assisted by the retailers. The large number of retailers whom that distributor is servicing, they give constant feedbacks to the distributor, and based on that he tells how the brand is to be pushed. So who is behind the success of your brand? Now if I ask you, if you are a manufacturer or if you are a brand owner, who is behind the success of your brand? It is your distributor and it is your retailer. Of course, you will say the advertising agency is also important. Yes, I agree. For first time building up the brand, yes, advertising plays the most important role. But in day-to-day business, when we are already selling a product, when a brand is already in the market, then the distributors, the retailers, and also the logistic service providers are the people who really work on pushing that brand. So students, I would like to conclude the class at this moment, and then we will continue the discussion in future classes. Today I had to start the class late because I was with my boss, the director sir. Sorry for that. I think in future there may not be such problems, so I'll be starting the class in time. Now students, if you have any questions, unmute your mic and come on the screen. You can unmute your video also so that I can look at you and answer you. Thank you, Bhakti.
Hello, sir.
Hello. How did you
Hello,
like
sir.
Rishabh?
Pardon me?
I hope you liked the class.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, dear students, you may log out now.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.